Hello guys, this is Stage, and I'll be doing part 2 to What If Naruto was Shisui's brother. Last time we left off, they were about to do the Land of Waves arc. And so, let's get right into it. They were about to leave, they were about to leave the village. They were about to leave the village to go to deliver Tazuna back to his home. Home. And they start walking. And Naruto senses the presence of two ninjas in the puddle. And he does nothing, he just waits and sees until they come out. And they did, and right after they did, Naruto just pulls out his sword and slits their throats and just keep walking. And they keep walking. And while they're walking, Kakashi asks Tazuna what really is the mission, and Tazuna explains everything about how their village is poor, and their name Gato is trying to keep him from building the bridge so he can keep getting rich and stuff like that. And and then Kakashi asks everyone if they're willing to do the mission, and everyone says yes. Naruto says it first, and then Sasuke, and then Hinata. Yeah, Hinata. Hinata was a little nervous at first, but then she saw Naruto, being confident, so she said yes. So they keep walking. Naruto notices a white rabbit, because now that he has the ninjas, he has his 3-to-more Sharingan out, which he can leave it on for an hour until he runs out of chakra, which is pretty good, I think. I don't know how long guys you can use it, but an hour is pretty good. And so he notices a white rabbit. But before that, he noticed the person in the feet leaving there. And so he, asked Kakashi. He's like, Kakashi, why is there a white rabbit here? And Kakashi doesn't get what he means. And then it clicks. A white rabbit in this forest. Why would there be a white rabbit when they're not supposed to be white in this time of the year? They're not even winter. So then Kakashi gets on guard, Mist rolls up, and then Zabuza throws his blade. Kakashi notices and tells everyone to duck. Naruto goes inside the forest before Zabuza could notice anything, just seeing that there's two Genin and Kakashi of the Sharingan, the copy ninja Kakashi, and they start throwing hands, hands, and everything goes similar to canon. There, Kakashi gets trapped, but this time, Naruto gets behind Zabuza and pierces him and tries to stab him with his sword, misses, tries to cut off his hand, misses, but making Zabuza release his hand from the water prison. And so releases from the water prison. And Kakashi and Zabuza just keep throwing hands. Naruto helping, so this makes it a quicker fight. He does the same thing. It's a quicker fight, learning some jutsus as well, like the water dragon and some other jutsus, just with his Sharingan activated, and Kakashi with his Sharingan out. So he's observing for now, waiting if he needs to get involved, but sees Kakashi has it, and so just let Kakashi do his thing. And then right before Naruto was about to cut off Zabuza's head, Haku, does a thing. On this time, Haku is a she So she does her thing. She does her thing with the Zenbon, right? Yeah, to the neck, and then Kakashi's too tired to do anything. And Kakashi's not too keen on, doesn't know if Naruto can handle Haku. I'm gonna say he can. And so yeah, like Kakashi doesn't know that. So this is the Greek Moy. So like Kakashi just tells Naruto to back off and let them get away. Naruto's like, why? I can take her. I can take him. He says because he doesn't know it's a girl. I can take him. And well, you know, but Kakashi's like being all pessimistic. Like, I don't know. Maybe you can, but I'm not taking the risk. And so if Naruto agrees, fine, let's do this. So they leave, and they take Tazuna back to his house, and Tazuna offers Kakashi, sorry, my throat's sore. Offers Kakashi a bed and like to stay at their house. Kakashi wakes up with the crutches and teaches Hinata Sasuke pre-walking. Naruto already knows it. And then Kakashi notices that he knows it, so he expected that. So he also teaches Sasuke Hinata water walking, which Hinata doesn't. Sasuke takes less than canon, and Hinata, she's a Kunoichi, and a Hiwa does it first try, water, and then the water walking. And then the next day, when Sasuke, gets it, they go back outside and do the water walking. Does it like third try. Sasuke doesn't takes longer than the first time, than tree walking. I mean, wall walking, whatever you want to call it. And so, but in this time, Naruto has been training. He's been training on he's been practicing the jutsus that he learned just to make sure he can, do them, like the water dragon, the water prison, and some other jutsus. And so, he can. And so, but that takes a lot of chakra. And he doesn't have as much as he used to have, because now he's an Uchiha, so he doesn't have as much as he used to. And, and so he falls asleep the next day he wakes up and sees Haku there. And Naruto, feels like a familiar, feeling, like the person feels familiar. And Naruto doesn't know if it's a boy or a girl. So he walks up and asks the person, which is Haku. And she says that she's a she. And tells him that usually she doesn't tell them people this, because she tries to act, tough. So people don't, and, things to her. So she acts more, manly. People won't attack her or anything like that. Treat her with respect. Naruto respects her, smart. And so, they become sort of friends. They click, sort of, immediate. Not immediate attraction, but, they feel like a connection, sort of. Because they're both parents, both have experienced trauma. And so, Naruto says he has to go back. Haku also says that you have someone to protect that makes you stronger. And then he walks back. And so he gets back. And then Nari, Tazuna's grandson, says a whole speech about, having his life bad. Yeah. Saying how his life is bad because his father died. And Naruto and Sasuke just, don't say anything about this. But Hinata does. But she's, being all confident now that she... I don't... Freaking. Hinata says something like, you don't know anything about pain. And Naruto's surprised she did this. Naruto doesn't seem like the type who says things like that. And so then she says about how Naruto saw Sasuke were so their whole family was killed. And then Naruto saw his father died slowly. And that Naruto's mom died at birth. Stuff like that, And then, she also says also some things about herself that her father, didn't treat her kindly and all that stuff. And then now Inari's feeling bad because he thought he had a bad life. But now seeing all these three people, they've had a worse life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he had it bad, but they had it worse. So Inari apologizes, thinking that he's all that. And so they go to sleep for the night. They go to sleep. The next day, they all wake up hearing screams from the bridge. They all run, like some clear screams. It was Inari and his mother being attacked by thugs, and then Naruto just sliced their heads off with his sword. And his Kendo ship is pretty good. Pretty good. And it's pretty good. And so they go to the bridge. And there is Haku, Zabuza, and Gato and his men are waiting. I'm gonna tell you what Gato's perspective. Gato's thinking, Gato's like, I'll let these two groups fight it out, and once they're all tired, I'll go and kill all of them. That's what he's thinking. Now back to Naruto's perspective. Not back to commentary. And so Naruto's just there, like ready for a fight, and then Zabuza and Kakashi, have some business to settle, so they start fighting, and then Hinata. Hinata and Sasuke take Haku. Zabuza takes Naruto, and Naruto and Kakashi take Zabuza. And so the fighting starts, and Zabuza's getting wrecked. Okay, it's like Naruto's actually helping, so he's getting wrecked. Zabuza got one of his hands cut off, and but then Naruto notices that Sasuke and Hinata are having a hard time. So then he tells, he's like, looks at Kakashi, and Kakashi looks back, like, for a second, and, understands what he's gonna go do. So Naruto leaves the fight, so Zabuza's relieved. Popping my fingers here. Okay, and so, Naruto runs inside the field, right? And Sasuke was about to get pierced by the sunbomb. Naruto ran right in front of him, and Sasuke's like, "Why did you do this?" Naruto just says the same thing Sasuke said: "My body moved on its own." And then so he's like, but not all of them pierced, like half. But still, he was injured, but he still kept fighting, and so he did hand signs, and just did a massive fireball and told Sasuke, to the duck, and they did, and Haku with Naruto's shining gun, three Tomoe saw Haku moving, and did it right at the perfect time, where Haku was in the middle of transporting into a shield, into the other ice mirror, and Naruto got her mask fell off. Naruto notices and tells Sasuke and Hinata not to do anything to her, just to keep her down. And so, Hinata and Sasuke hold her down, so she doesn't escape. And then Naruto just talk no jutsu, talk no jutsu's Haku, and it was starting to work, and then Kakashi was about um, to lightning blade. I forgot what it was called. No, just the lightning blade. I forgot what it was called. I remember later. And Haku was about to go full speed, and she did. But Sasuke, Naruto stopped her. Naruto grabbed her leg, and you know, and Hinata grabbed her by her arm, and Sasuke, tackled her, like so she wouldn't get away. And Haku just saw Zabuza get lightning blade to the heart, and that was like, painful, traumatic experience. And then Gato walked up because he was still there and spit on Zabuza's thing, on his face, like when he's dead, and just kicks him around. And Naruto noticed that Haku's mad, so he tells Hinata and Sasuke to let her go, and then Naruto gives her his sword, and she just starts cutting down people. And Naruto joins because they clicked a little, so he helps out, and then everyone starts killing them all. And then Gato was the only one left, and Naruto made a huge threat, huge threat. If you ever do this again, Gato just started thinking like Gato was thinking like at the beginning he was like, "Alright, we got this. We outnumber them," and then slowly fear crept on him, creeped on. I don't know. He just started to feel fear, and then he looked around. He was the only one left, and he saw Naruto coming, and then and so Gato just started like, "I'll give you anything," and Naruto, taking the opportunity. "Anything? Give me all your money and promise you'll never come back here again." And he does. He gives him all his money. Gato gives him all the money. And Naruto, being a man of his word, because that's his ninja way, lets him go. Kakachi's like, "Why did you do this?" Like, he promised. "You'll never do that again." And I also left him a coat. And also, I got all this money, and I'm gonna give it to the villagers. Naruto gives 75% of it to the villagers, and keeps a bit of it for himself. Nah, he gives all of it to the villagers. Gives all Gato's money to the villagers, and the villagers and then they named the bridge the Great Naruto. The Great Naruto Great Uchiha Bridge. Nah, they were gonna call it the Great Naruto Bridge, but then Naruto told them to do the Uchiha name because he respects his last name. So so it could be a moment for all the Uchihas, for his brother and Itachi. So they named it the Great Uchiha Bridge. And so Haku's there. Haku is there, and Haku, feeling down, doesn't know what she's gonna do now. Naruto offers if she would like to come back to the village with them. Naruto promised that she could get a job as a ninja, being her skills. So, it took convincing. Naruto finally convinced her to come. She said, "I'm not coming because of the offer. I'm coming because I'm going for you." Making Naruto a little blush. So they walk off. They get back to the village. Naruto talks to Lord Third. Lord Third agrees to, give her, make her part of Team 7. Like, sort of part of Team 7. Like, until she, becomes a tuning, which the tuning exams are right around the corner. And if, she passes, good. And, like, she doesn't, she doesn't. And so, so later the day they came back, Naruto goes back to his home, Sasuke with him. Itachi, there sees the new, the new roommate they're gonna have. And, no, not Itachi, Shisui asks Naruto, who's this? And he's like, this is my new friend, Haku. And Haku says, nice to meet you. And she's like, hi, I'm Shisui, I'm Naruto's older brother. Like, okay, nice to meet you. And Naruto says, can she stay with us? And she's like, we already have Sasuke living with us, but I think we can make it work. It's like, yeah, sure. And like, okay. And like, she shows her to her room, which they have a pretty big house. They got the biggest house in the Uchiha compound. Yeah. And so they have rooms to spare, but they don't have money. Like, they need food. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like, it won't be a huge problem. And then Kakashi asked them to meet up the next day. They all meet up the next day. Kakashi explains to them Kakashi explains about the tuning exams and how they have 1 week to do what they could do. And so they all agree. Not trying to be a burden, and not to try to become as soon as possible as becoming tuning. And and um mm, ah, ooh, and they all agree. They all agree to become to take part of the tuning exams. Sasuke unlocks his one-to-one Sharingan after seeing Naruto. Seeing Naruto, get pierced by the Senbon. And yeah, they all agree. So they have 1 week. They all go home. Sasuke, no, he's not a little bit jealous of Haku, because she's leaving with Naruto. And so, they all, Naruto, Sasuke, and Haku all go back to the thing. I'm gonna say Sasuke, like, lives next door, and he comes to eat, food. Comes to eat food sometimes. He's learning how to cook from Shisui, which Shisui pretty good at cooking. Because his father, was, died, or, so he learned how to cook. His mother was never there, so he learned how to cook, which is he's pretty good at it. And so they all go back to their homes. And when Naruto and Haku came back, Naruto asks Shisui if he can teach them. Shisui has been taking more time off from his missions. Now he's a Ambu captain. Now that Itachi left, yes, he's an Ambu captain. And so Shisui agrees. Start teaching him Naruto more jutsus. Teaches Haku more things like other things. She becomes better at the body flicker, better hand-to-hand combat. She picks up learns more jutsus, stuff like that. They get better. Now it's time for the tuning exams, and I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Actually, let me check. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it off. Please like if you like the video, and feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't like the video. If you didn't like it, then why did you keep watching it to the end? So this is Tempest Sage signing off.